Guys, welcome to episode 5.
Episode 5.
Episode 5 of the Well Mead Watches podcast. Joined again by Josh.
Hello, everybody.
Friend, co-host, colleague.
That means we're 10 weeks in.
10 weeks in, eh? Fuck, it doesn't feel like 10 weeks
No,
we've
it
been
doesn't.
doing this, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't feel like 10 weeks to me.
No.
It feels like 10 minutes. I honestly feel like we've done 2 or 3 podcasts.
We're still not getting used to it. I'm like tripping over wires over here.
I know.
There we go.
We're pros now, though.
And we've not got the monitor on, so we don't know what we're looking at.
Monitor's not on, so
Hopefully you can see us.
I've
Who
just had a
fucking
haircut.
knows?
I've went for the Romeo Beckham.
You actually did. Showed further
Do you know
Romeo
what I
Beckham.
mean? Look a bit more like Victoria. Anyway.
All right, kick things off, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
8th of March is today's date. The year's also flown in. 2024. Thanks very much.
A wee pub on you.
Suppose we start with a bit of a market update. How are you finding 2024 so far?
Yeah, it's good. February was great. Double turnover in February in comparison to January. So very, very happy with
And
that.
January was also very good as well.
January was good. We'd actually double turnover roughly about the 20th of Feb. So really happy with the numbers in February. I was chuffed at that. I know you definitely found that that's probably the busiest month since you've been on board.
Yeah, I thought it was fucking mental. So it's good that it actually was mental.
But see,
It
to be
wasn't just
honest,
me
that's
tripping.
what we're aiming for.
Oh,
Every
for
month
sure.
is what what we need. So
and it's good. It's good to be
um,
busy, for sure.
yeah, March has started. We've sold 5 or 6 watches since the start of the month.
One went out the door today.
3 today. 2 today, sorry. Santos Dumont and a GMT.
World's cheapest GMT.
World's cheapest steel GMT, yeah. 116710 LN, steel GMT, nice. Yeah, so market's good, strong, lots of buyers, prices are stable. People are finding value in the market, so you're finding a lot of people are now buying.
Yeah.
A lot of hype coming up because of Watches and Wonders and discontinuations from Rolex, which always drives a bit of hype in the market. So no, the market's good just now.
That's it. Although it's not really confirmed, you're still seeing watches that are like being rumoured. They're kind of rocketing up a little bit in price as well, like the Pepsis. People are holding on to them, they're not selling
I
them.
know, we've
Prices are
spoken
going
about
up.
this on previous
I know,
podcasts. I
it's-
just find that a lot of bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, where else are you seeing like demand at the moment?
Root beer's crazy. We've spoken about this before.
Yeah.
Sprites, just because the Pepsis have went up, the Sprites are now going up with them.
Has a domino effect on similar models.
They just move together.
Yeah.
A Pepsi can't be 18 grand and a Sprite can't be 13.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I actually like the Sprite better than I like the Pepsi. It's just a cooler watch.
Yeah,
if
you
anything's
do.
going to get discontinued, potentially it'll be that.
Yeah.
But let's
That'd
just
be
wait
a
and
right
see.
plot twist, wouldn't it?
Would be a plot twist. People keep going on about these bezels cracking and all that. I mean, if I see one more dealer shouting on Instagram about stuff that's potentially going to get discontinued. Do you know what I mean? Give me peace. Nobody knows.
It's
So
a load of
like,
bollocks.
see people that are using all that, this stuff's going to get discontinued, or potential things that I might see that are going to get discontinued this year. Rolex or having, give me peace, mate. Do you know what I mean?
I think
Just,
our podcast
like,
is at least better.
whatever
than-
gets discontinued. We'll deal with the market when it comes. Like people trying to pretend that they know what's going to get discontinued, it's just false.
Yeah, nonsense.
Complete false information.
Nonsense.
Anyway,
What should people be buying at the moment?
such a broad question, mate. I don't know. Like,
Well, what's good value that has the potential to maybe go up in 6 months, a year, 2 years?
do you know what's really good value just now? It's not a watch that everyone will love, but see like yellow gold or white gold Daytonas on leather straps, cheap as chips.
Really?
APs are cheap just now. Obviously, certain models, not all models. Just depends. Like Batmans are cheap just now.
Yeah.
It depends what you define as cheap, innit? Like if someone thinks that depends if you're coming into the market and today, then today's price is today's price. You've got no comparison.
Yeah.
If you're been in the market for 3 or 4 years, then you know what the prices were. Then today's comparison is cheap. So just depends what stage you're coming on.
It was interesting. We had a conversation yesterday on the phone to a client. He's bought a few bits from us. He was looking to get rid of a few bits, but he's got a good relationship with an AD. He was saying, I've been called up to buy a Patek. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a World Time in rose gold. The new one, I think, list is about 46,000. They sell for probably bang on, if not under list. So I just told him it wasn't worth buying. He's got a couple of watches that he's bought from them. They were probably trying to get him to buy that.
Yeah.
So that you could.
But I think your advice you gave him where he should be putting his money, that yesterday that was like a rose olive, right?
Yeah, so he was looking to spend about 40. I think where he was from, the retail was about 43 or 44 grand.
Yeah.
So he had probably that budget to spend. I kind of said to him, look, you might be better looking at something like a rose olive. It's probably about the same money. If you can get a new 24 stickered one, potential if it gets discontinued? Could it go up by 20%? Could you sell and earn yourself 6, 7, 8,000? Kind of hedge your bets a little bit. If it doesn't get discontinued, you've still got a 24 sticker model. It's probably not going to lose any money. So it's probably a better position to be in rather than buy some lumpy patek that no one wants and there's 300 of them.
It's a bit of a win-win, really, isn't it?
It's a bit of a win-win. So he had the budget for it, but unfortunately didn't buy it. So
we're talking about like recently, it's just been a bit mental. We can't really plan our days at the moment because when we plan a day, it just goes left. We just end up like we had a crazy day. What was it? Tuesday. You go into detail what actually happened on Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
So obviously we were going to Carlisle on Tuesday to pick up a blue Sky Dweller. One of my followers that's followed me for a long time, he always asked me about watches. Eventually managed to do a deal with him. So bought a blue Sky Dweller on Tuesday. We were on the way down. I got a message from just a completely random number, someone that I've never dealt with before, and he was like, "Oh, I'm interested in the Platinum Daytona that you've got on your website. You know, can you send me some details?" Sent him the details, and he was like, basically, "Look, I'm going away tomorrow. Is there any chance you can get to London tonight? For me to buy it?" And so I was like, "Yeah, whatever, no worries." Sent me an invoice. He paid his deposit. I flew to London, delivered the watch at 6 or 7 o'clock. I think we got back from Carlisle at 2 o'clock.
Where did you meet him?
So we met him in the office in London, and then we actually went to the Londoner and I had a green tea. He had a peppermint tea or something like that. We sat and spoke about business and life and everything for like 2 hours. Very interesting guy. Super cool story. I'm not going to reveal what his family business is on this podcast, but you know, let's just say they are not shy of the net worth starts with a B, not an M. So super interesting. But again, I had no clue who the guy was.
Like, of course.
And he could have been a completely random guy. He could have been this super wealthy, high net worth guy. It doesn't make a difference. The service for me would have been the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Regardless. So great to get the deal done.
Yeah.
He bought a cheap watch, in my opinion. Traded in a steel GMT, and really happy to get the deal done. And you know, it was just a nice experience because the guy was a lovely guy. Spent loads of time, 3 hours or something with him. Sitting talking about business, talking about his family business, how he got into the family business, what's the plans for his family business moving forward. Just a really, really, really cool story. It was good. Then they just grabbed a bit of dinner after that with the boys and was in bed early doors. Got up the next day. And jumped on a flight back. I think I got a flight back at about 2 o'clock or something.
So what's the difference when dealing with somebody like that obviously have a few heavy hitters in their collection, you know, have a little bit of money behind them, and then...
A little bit?
Well, a lot.
A fucking truckload.
And then, like, similar to the guy we met today, for instance, like he came... I think it was his first watch he bought, the way he kind of was moving and the things he was asking. I think it was probably one of his first big purchases. What's kind of the differences between the two?
So obviously you get asked different questions. I think the most important thing is you're trying to take down the barrier of people that are coming to buy something. Like, you don't want them to feel stressed about the situation.
No, for sure.
You don't want them to feel uneasy. You don't want to take away that untrustworthiness. So generally, I always just try and have a conversation with people, like just talk about something that isn't about a watch, and then you can break down the barriers a little bit and kind of get to know someone a little bit, and then you can then move into talking about watches. And you find that people, once they see you for 5 or 10 minutes, they kind of let down their guard a little bit, and you can kind of get to know them a little bit, which is nicer. The difference between super wealthy people are generally very easy to deal with. They know what they want, they know the price they want to pay, and it's convenience over price, really. A lot of the time it's, can you get me that watch? How quickly can you get me it? As long as the price is within reason and it's a good price for the market price, they'll buy it. They don't ask tons of questions, and they know just by looking at your socials, looking at what you've done in the past, how you are when you meet them. They can kind of tell it's quite a relaxed deal, and everyone kind of walks away happy. Generally, I've found that the wealthier the client is, the easier they are to deal with. They give you the guidelines. I want this, this, and this. Can you make it happen? It's just a simple yes or no. Generally, most of the time we can, but obviously there's the odd time where I'm looking for something. Actually, shout out on the podcast in case anybody's watching, I need a 5980 in rose gold 2021 on New York.
Serious watch.
Just in case.
Big boy watch.
Just in case anybody's looking. Anybody's got one. I've been asking about for about a week. Can't seem to find one. I found a 16, a 17 and an 18, but I need a newer one.
And they're all dotted around the world as well. We're trying
just in case anybody's got one. But anyway, high net worth people like that are cool. it's amazing to hear people's stories like that.
Yeah.
The guy just looked like a normal guy. You would never look at him twice and think, wow, super
But you were in
wealthy.
like an hour and a half until you found out the information, like the news.
Yeah, the information. I was like, it blew me away when he told me, to be honest. But super cool story, dead down to earth guy. Met him with his friend. His friend was a super nice guy as well. Just a really good, engaging conversation about business and family
he was
and the
super
state of the world and everything that was going on. It was probably, honestly, I was there for 3 hours. It was maybe 25 minutes talking about watches.
He was just super appreciative that you'd made the time, you made the effort, you went down, you met his deadlines.
Yeah, but listen, it's important to emphasise that I didn't know
no, who he
100%.
was
Prior to
you would do
travelling
that
to London.
regardless.
I would have done that for anyone.
But for him, he was just appreciative of wow, you've actually gone out your way and you've helped.
Yeah,
me
and
out.
listen,
So
look, and the
it
watch was
nice.
as described. That's the most important thing. You're not trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes and it's a 23 and it's new.
Well, no,
and
'cause
then
that
you get
shit's
there
going
and
to bite you in the arse.
it's covered in scratches, or it's a 22, or oh sorry mate. You know what I mean? Like what I say, I'm going to do, I do, and if a watch is described as it is, that's how the watch will come.
Yeah.
So cool story, dead nice guy, and I'm looking forward to doing some more business. Actually, he invited us. We invited you as well. We invited me, but obviously you come with me. So
I'm your shadow,
invited us out to dinner actually in a couple of weeks when he's back in London, just to kind of say thank you for
I've
looking
got
after him.
expensive taste. I love caviar for my starter. I'll be there.
So he was gonna just say like next time he's away to he's traveling for 2 weeks. He said when I'm back, I'll drop you a message
I'll
and
be
you
there.
and you and Josh can come for dinner. So I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
that.
and I suppose we'll stick to the watch kind of theme with it. Like I say, this is a watch podcast, but the comments we get, people want us to talk about cars, people want us to talk about fashion, people want more watches. So we're trying to keep it as diverse as humanly possible, but also we want to talk about what we want to talk about. So we'll stick to the watches for a little bit. Big news last night in the whole watch world with Audemars Piguet. They've, I think it was, they've opened an AP house in Milan, and with that opening, I don't know what that is, if that's a boutique or that's like a cool members
I'm not sure.
club
So they've got one in London behind Claridge's. They do some servicing in there, like small servicing, maybe polishing, strap changing, screws for bracelets and links and stuff like that. I think they do all of that kind of in-house. Maybe then they send the bigger service jobs back to Switzerland or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, no, cool. They'll sell some watches in there, I'm sure. They'll probably have some models in there for people to try on and look at.
Yeah.
They might not sell the hard-to-get stuff, but yeah, and then the big release last night.
Well, you say big release. There's one in particular that I think is causing the most traction, but how many watches actually got announced last night? So that must have been...
Yeah, would have been about 8 or 9 or 10 or something. Yeah,
there was quite a few.
Loads. Some quite similar.
Sick pieces.
Some quite similar to what they already have. The pink dial yellow gold is really cool.
Yeah.
The John Mayer perpetual calendar.
My personal favourite out of the news.
Very cool. But you're just a John Mayer fanboy, mate. If he
Fucking
could bring
love
out
John Mayer.
anything, mate, you'd
Which
be
me
all
and William are
over
going to
it.
go see in a couple of weeks.
I mean,
I'll be mid-song. Love you, John.
I'm third choice for that, mate. You try to invite your dad, then you try to invite your bird, then you try to
behave.
invite me. So
I actually invited you first, and
better be good seats. That's all I'm saying.
VIP, baby.
But yeah, no, the discontinue. Sorry, not the
New
discontinued.
models.
The new models are cool. That sand model, which is a copper palladium mix, will be really interesting to see what that metal looks like in real life.
And then when we came, met you this morning. The first watch I said, "Oh, it's cool, that rose gold kind of skeleton," but it wasn't. When you look at it in comparison to the rose gold models, the colours like different.
Yeah, it's sand gold, which is a copper palladium mix.
It's like a beigey.
Yeah, it'll
metal.
be super interesting to see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably the first watch that's ever been made of
Yeah,
that
I don't
material.
recall
So
seeing
I'll be
anything like
looking
that.
forward to actually seeing what that looks like in the flesh.
Yeah.
It won't be as yellowy or as rosy as rose or yellow gold. It'll probably be somewhere in the middle, quite a toned down version, maybe like a pastel-y looking gold.
Yeah.
Be cool to see. I'm looking forward to it. Whether you actually see any or not, who knows?
But do AP usually release stuff before Watches of Wonders?
People, Patek,
So I wasn't expecting to see anything.
A bit random with their release in December of those gem set models. I don't know. It's becoming more of a thing that the big brands are kind of releasing stuff whenever they feel like they want to release it.
It's cool.
So yeah, I mean, AP's on their own timesheet, so I don't think they're worrying about when anyone else is releasing stuff. I mean, like when they'd done the Travis thing last year, like November time.
Yeah.
Pretty random.
I mean, is there any other brands that have released anything, any new models, or will the
Nah,
rest
I mean,
pretty
Rolex
much?
keep it pretty stum until that day that they whip back the curtain and
Yeah.
does new stuff there.
But nothing.
Obviously,
that-
Patek have released some stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
But you think a majority will now hold out until...
I do expect to see Cartier release something as a
Yeah.
kind of homage back to the old models that people are going crazy about. Like the Bamboo, the Crash.
Yeah.
Loads of those ones people are kind of going a bit mad about just now. So I do expect them to maybe re-release something like that, similar.
That'd be cool.
But nah, Patek and AP are kind of leading the way
Yeah.
with the new releases at the
Yeah.
moment.
And then some more news that came out. It was about Drake's Daytona. Have you heard about that story?
Yeah, sweet. Mate, it depends on what side of the fence you want to sit on, but you would be pissed off. If you were the dealer who sold him that watch,
You're a fool.
yeah. I mean, look, like watches are worth what someone's willing to pay for them. Obviously, Drake's
course.
came through to that dealer. So the story is basically Drake bought a
Paul Newman Daytona.
Paul Newman yellow gold Daytona on a Jubilee bracelet, which is like super hard to get, super vintage piece, really rare. He was sold it for $1 million.
Yeah.
The
I mean, I think he's dealt with that jeweler for like the newer pieces.
watch-
He's not like a specialist
nah,
vintage.
the watch dealer who he bought it from bought it from another dealer.
Yeah.
So he had it on consignment from the other dealer. He then sold it to Drake. Drake's then got the watch, hasn't paid for the watch yet.
Threw it up on Insta.
Threw it up on Instagram. One of Drake's whatever managers or something then messaged the guy from New York called Mike Nouveau, who deals in a lot of vintage stuff, and just
Yeah.
said, "Hi mate, can I run this past you quickly?" Sorry, that's not true.
Mike
Mike
threw up
Nouveau posted
Yeah.
something about that being a $500,000 watch.
Yeah, he was just like, super cool, like Drake's...
What's it
into
worth?
vintage.
And he was like 500 grand. Then Drake's manager messages him saying, "Oh, can I run this by you? He's just about to pay $1 million for this." Turns out Mike Nouveau completely fucked the deal for the other dealers. And Drake returned the watch to the other dealers. They then had to return it to the guy who sold it to him, who's quite a big vintage dealer apparently in Miami or wherever he is, and they had to pay like a restocking fee to him.
Mad.
So it's a sore one for the
But
dealers. They tried to take the piss. They've just welded a number on. I think their cost was 500,000. They've then welded on
Yeah.
500,000 in the hope that it's Drake, he's not going to care. So
But the thing is, it's just like, you need...
shows you what social media can
If
do.
you could just have one Drake, that's you. You know what I mean?
I know, but there
That's
is only
you.
one Drake.
No, I know, but you just need one client that's like a Drake.
Yeah, I know.
And now you've
But then
tried to
you-
burn that
No,
one
no, but
client. He's
you-
not coming back.
I know. That's
Drake
the
won't
risk.
buy a watch
That's
now.
the risk
He'll
these
be like,
guys run.
right.
But listen, it's like the Wild West in America.
Yeah.
Like people are selling people's stuff completely covered in diamonds with fake cases
Yeah,
and
it's
fake
nuts.
movements, and that stuff doesn't exist in Scotland
No.
or the UK. Like
No.
you very rarely do you find
Yeah.
out a big bad story. I mean, look at Lil Baby. He got sold a 5711p. It was completely fake.
Yeah.
The whole
You ever
watch.
seen that
Something like $400,000 he paid, like off of some big jeweler, and the whole watch is fake. Like
Yeah.
the case, the dial, the movement, everything's fake.
you ever seen that video of Lil Baby and he goes in, he's trying to buy a 50 grand like Cuban. I think it's for one of his boys and he's going to pay it and the guy's like, "Oh shit, I just charged you 500,000." He's just like, "What?"
Oh, yeah,
Ah, it's cool. I use it as credit. And I was
Yeah.
like, "What?"
I know.
My card would decline.
I know. Even for the 50.
Just facts. But also this week we had a little blow up on the old social media.
Yeah, so we done on the last podcast. You done like kind of Scottish sayings,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah.
And then we clipped it up and put it on TikTok. It got like 500,000 views.
Yeah.
30,000
People
likes.
are recognising us.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
Well,
mental.
not people not recognising you, not me. That's
think-
probably because of your outrageous chin strap that you're sporting at the moment.
Thinks I look like fucking DJ Khaled with my chin strap. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to go Turkish, get my haircut in peace.
The
Give
chin
us peace.
strap has got to go.
But from that, a lot of people didn't know what Ben was, the word Ben.
Ben, yeah.
A lot of
That
Scottish
got
people,
so much traction. So many Scottish people
Ben,
like
Ben
that.
blew up.
Yeah.
Adoyne, that really
Dingied as well.
dinghied. And then I've got a couple belters here of comments I thought would be quite funny.
What, you want to read them out?
Yeah, I think so. So Hutton's 87. Not one cunt in Glasgow has ever said Ben at semi-choker pish.
You want me?
Chuktapish.
No one cunt in Glasgow has ever said Ben at semi-chukterpish. I'll translate that for those of you
I have
who are
no
watching.
idea what that
No
means.
one in Glasgow has ever said Ben. That's kind of chukter, which means like people from north of Scotland. Pish, like they are kind of how they would say it.
Another one. Love being Glaswegian. It's another language. Yash your fucking bam pot away and bile your heed.
So away and bile your head. That's like something you like if you shout into your granny and she would be like, you'd be like, oh, going to make me a cup of tea. She'd be like, away and boil your head, like away and fuck off, do it yourself, basically.
A lot of people like the fact that you said, pish, just shite.
Right. That's kind of what it means, isn't it?
Korean at heart said, could listen to that accent all day. And I said, which one? She said Scottish. Whereabouts in Glasgow is Ben Fay?
Mate.
Glasgow Uni, fuck's sake, never heard of it in my life. So because they don't use it in Glasgow Uni, apparently it's not a Glasgow thing. English guy can't even pronounce Glasgow. Hardest part was that English twat trying to pronounce them.
Swat.
The way you pronounce these words is "Give me the boke."
Give me the boat. Right, that's funny. I think we've had enough of those comments then.
Oh, I could keep going. There's loads of
there's
them.
hundreds of them.
Also, there's loads happening this week. William, I mean, you've all probably noticed and blown away. William has got a new set of ashes. Go on, show me your teeth, pop it. He came back from an all-inclusive trip from Antalya.
No, that is not
Some
true.
teeth were included.
No, that is completely not true. I had Invisalign for nearly a year.
You did. You did it properly, and I'm very impressed.
Unlike you.
Yeah, I cheated. I always had mine done in December, and I just went straight composite. My teeth are still completely mash up behind the composite, but you can't really see it. And it was a quarter of the price, so I'm happy. William did it the proper way, so he paid the big bucks.
I had Invisalign for a year, and then I got my composite done on the 22nd of February, and yeah, I'm happy with them. The only thing is, I wish I would have went one shade whiter.
Yeah, I mean, so it's funny because I went one whiter than you, and mine are fucked. Yours actually looks pretty good still, and I think over time it does wear. So if you want it whiter now, you might as well just do it because it's going to die down.
I just went for the whitest natural shade.
Yeah, they look amazing. They look like, and what's good about them is I think they look good natural teeth. They don't look fake. They don't look like Turkish teeth.
You know the thing is, like, I was expecting people to say, "Oh my god, have you had your teeth done?" There's honestly, I think, been two people that have said to me, "Have you had your teeth done?" Which I enjoy because it just looks like you've just got really good natural teeth, which is what I wanted from the start. But I did want them to be a little bit whiter.
Yeah.
But he just said that there's a different shade. Not shade, there's a different type of composite that we could have used within the same shade that lets a little bit less light through your teeth, which will then make them look whiter. So I think I'm going back in 2 weeks to get these
slightly whiter
removed and the
new
one
composite,
shade up,
fresh
put up,
composite.
which is the benefit of when you do things properly, you can go back and get them fixed.
I could go back. I just
But your cousin would
Fingers
just charge
crossed.
you the same price again. Well, I can go back and get it done for free because I know.
Well, who's laughing financially after all of this? Not you.
Well, listen. See, the thing is,
how much was Invisalign? Like
that is
9 times my
it is
price
irrelevant.
of
See, the problem
composite.
you're going to have, mate, is that in 5 years' time, when you have to go and get your composite redone, or 10 years' time, when you have to go and get your composite redone, you're going to say to yourself, "I wish I would have just done what William told me to do, have Invisalign for 6 months or whatever, and then get my teeth done properly." When I go back to get my composite redone, even if my composite went green and I had to take them off, I'd still have nice teeth underneath.
Yeah, and that was it. You obviously did the whole Invisalign process, and I think that's why you didn't get many people initially jump on and be like, "Oh my god, have you had your teeth done?" Because the difference in that, however long you had the Invisalign, was drastic. So I think people adjusted to, "Oh my god, your Invisalign looks so good. Your natural teeth already looked so good." And really, all the composite did was whiten them a bit more because they didn't.
They made them
off the arse.
They made them a bit bigger.
But it doesn't look like drastically different.
I know they're not. I didn't want them to be drastically different.
No,
I
that's
just
what I'm
wanted
saying.
them to be straight in my own teeth. I always wanted to do that anyway.
Yeah.
But I had quite straight and top teeth were really straight, and then my bottom ones were a wee bit like
a little bit wobbly.
They were like Hillbilly Joe. So,
but looking back at old TikToks, you see it and you go, "Wow, fuck me, that makes such a difference." So,
no, I know.
Looks amazing.
It's the best money I've ever spent.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now we're on
invest in yourself,
Are we
kids.
getting
Well, that's another thing. If you had any advice for people looking to, go down the route of getting a new set of ashes, what would you advise?
Look, I wanted to do it, and fucking when did I want to do that? When did I start doing that?
Well, you probably. Like, since I've known you, you've always spoken about it. So for like 4 years, you've spoken about it. Oh, yeah, lovely.
Sorry.
Red Bull. But you went through the process. Probably been about a year and a half from going to see
so I
the
think
guy
I went in November. Then I didn't actually. So when I went, I got my scans done. Then I didn't actually get the Invisalign started until like maybe the February.
I think you
and then it took me a full year until I had my Invisalign in for that full year, which was a fucking long process to be honest. Like, it is tough. 22 hours a day, you wear them like. it's tough. And then I got them done. So it was like it's probably a year and 6 months all in all by the time I had done my Invisalign. But I'm so glad that I'd done it that way, because now it means that my teeth underneath will always be straight.
Yeah.
I've got a wire in the bottom and a wire in the top, so they're never going to move.
I'm just feeling my teeth now. I'm feeling how mashed up they are. Is there anything you would change for your teeth? Just the one shade whiter?
Just one shade whiter. I'm happy with the shape. I love the shape.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I wanted. The shape was really good.
Yeah. So that was all our kind of more recent news. Let's kind of take it back a wee bit. Let's talk about the whole COVID time, because, I mean, we've mentioned it on the pod numerous times. We've never really gone into like detail, and I really think that's because of COVID, that's really shaped. A lot of people might be watching this podcast because of how things were like during that COVID time. So I think it's like,
You mean the prices and that?
I think, well, just overall. So, like, I think it's changed the way clients look at, like, clients' expectations have changed a lot since COVID. So how's that changed from then to now?
Can you ask me that question again? Because
How has clients' expectations changed from the COVID times to now?
We've covered this in a previous podcast, mate.
I haven't. We've covered it elsewhere, I think.
No, we've done it on a podcast. It was like the second or third one we've done this question. So
I mean, just the
no, we can answer it quickly. I'll just give you a quick synopsis. People are price led now on stuff. It's whoever has the newest watch for the cheapest price gets the money. Whereas during COVID, people were convenience led. Now you remember talking about that, don't you?
I remember that conversation, whether or not it was referring to COVID, but yeah.
It was. So it's convenience led during COVID, which means people were just wanting that watch on that day for whatever event they were going to, or they were going on holiday, they got a wedding, whatever.
That was it. It was more like
now
they
it's
want it
very
now.
price led. So it's whoever has the newest watch for the cheapest price gets the money.
What was the craziest watch that you saw at like a mental price? Like, was there anything you were like, that is mental?
5711 Rose was 350,000 at one point.
What is it now?
120.
Imagine buying it in the
Which is not a kick off the arse of a third of the value.
And they were selling at that as well, right?
Yeah, there was RM McLaren's at 5 and 600k, and now they are 250. So
that is mental.
It shows you, mate. It's like scarcity drives demand, which pushes the prices through the roof. And during COVID, there was nothing about. So anything that came to the market that was desirable was just achieving crazy prices.
And like, if you were looking, if you could go and like advise yourself back in the COVID times, like, is there anything you would do differently looking back?
What if I had the knowledge now in hindsight? Oh, mate, I could have retired. See if I had if I could go back to the day one where COVID started now, I could retire.
So what would you have done differently?
2.5 years of working in that market, I could have retired, mate. Without a question of a doubt.
It's mad, isn't it?
Without a question of a doubt. There was probably be 4 or 5 models I would have went
kept churning
to the richest person I knew and said, hi mate, I need 100 million. Can I please borrow 100 million? And I will give you 150 million back. And then I would have just bought all the watches, held onto them until September 2022, punted them the month before for the stupid crazy prices that they were going for. I could have probably tripled the investment.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Mental. But obviously, in hindsight, it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Did you actually have COVID?
Twice. First time I thought I was going to die.
Yeah,
I'm not jabbed though.
What did you buy on Amazon when you had COVID?
Oh, the oxygen thing.
Because you were in London.
I was fucking
I FaceTimed you.
I was proper dying. Like, I 18 days I had COVID, I could not get out of my bed. I used to wake up at the end of my corridor when I used to live in London. I used to have a toilet. I used to wake up, soaking with sweat, go to the shower. When I got in the shower, I'd be so tired when I came out the shower, I couldn't even focus. I just had to go back to bed. Thankfully, it was the Euros was on at the time. It was 3 football games on a day. So I used to watch the football. But, mate, at 18 days, I was proper, like... I was touch and go, but I'm not jabbed. But then after that, I got COVID. I had it for a couple of days, and then I was fine. So... I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm just
didn't get it.
I just felt like I was healthy enough to get through it without needing the.
Yeah. See, I got it, and I got it very similar time to you, and it was England, Italy in the Euros final, and I think the saddest part of the whole.
What was the side effects? A chin strap.
England lost. But I think that was the saddest thing. Something that could have been like the best day of my entire life. I had to sit and watch it myself.
I know. It
was the saddest day of my life.
They got beat anyway, so.
Hey, should have won though. Gareth Southgate, overrated.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Get Gareth out.
Big defensive manager, aren't he?
You'll be pleased to know that we are still going strong with our gym regime. In fact, we're going harder now than ever. We were there this morning at 7.
Listen, mate.
7.
Summer is fast approaching, mate. I don't want to look like a slob.
I know it probably doesn't look. But I swear, we're going to the
No,
gym.
you're
Sonny.
doing good, mate. You've been doing good.
We're going.
You've been doing good, mate. Just
Got a bit
I've
of
got
a
a
gang.
12-week plan starting on Monday, so
Your body shape's changed drastically.
aye.
You're
I'm
doing,
never that miles away from where I
No,
want to be.
it's
though.
true.
So
it's true.
as long
You
as
just
I
need to
get
get
a
the
good,
wheels turning, and it.
as long as I get a good 12 weeks under my
Yeah.
belt, I get back to what I want
But
to be.
we go for breakfast every day anyway. But we found a new place, so we went and got porridge, and in the porridge was hundreds of bananas. And I told you didn't know this before, but I was like, oh, by the way, when I was younger, I used to have in fact, not even younger. It's probably only really stopped about a couple of years ago. I used to have a terrible phobia of bananas. Couldn't look at them, couldn't touch them, couldn't smell them, couldn't eat them.
What? Why? Where did it come from?
I don't know where it came from. I used to get roasted at school. The boys used to go to lunch hall, get bananas, put them in their locker, and wait till they get brown mushy. And I think knowing that they can get like that, I don't ever want to touch a banana.
I kind of know what you mean. They are a bit disgusting.
And
when
then
you get like
chased me around school throwing it. It was like a paintball because they hit you and it explodes. I went back to tutor, looked like I had bukkake on my face,
that. It is
banana
weird.
all over.
That is weird.
And
The
then-
banana phobia is strange.
You got any phobias?
Well, you also said you're scared of lunch boxes.
Oh yeah, that is. So I went to. I think it came from junior school. So I don't know how to describe it. There was a few wrong uns in my school, right? I'll just keep it at that. And obviously, you open your lunchbox, and majority of them are white on the inside or silver, and they would be how I describe as shit, wiped up them. They'd open it up, and I was like, "What?
What do you mean? It's just maybe old lunch.
I'm not sure what. They don't. Them lunchboxes had never been washed.
Aye.
They were caped. And
Yeah, I
think,
never took a lunchbox to school.
I've never done Tupperware. Never taken Tupperware anywhere.
No.
Well, in junior school, I had to take a lunchbox.
Minging in it when somebody's got a Tupperware and it looks like it's had a curry in it and they've got a sandwich in it.
It is orange. So I've got that orange.
It's had a
tin.
spag ball in it and then the next day they've got melon and parma ham in it. Oh, minging.
Actually makes me go a wee
Do you know
bit
what I mean?
funny
Just
now.
fling that in the bin, mate.
Aye. You got any phobias there?
Spiders. Mate.
Oh yeah, you do. You do hate spiders.
Absolutely shit for you to spiders.
Yeah. What's that story about you with the mop?
Aye, the mop. I used to turn the mop upside. I pulled the bristles back and I was lying in bed and I seen a big, massive spider in my curtains. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't sleep. So I was like, am I going to get that? Can I get anywhere close to it? So I had this Vileda, big extendable mop. The Vileda, I did. And I taped the bristles back and so it was like a spear. Mate, I was at it for about 3 hours trying to find the spider. Aye. But I eventually got it. So it worked. It was like a big spear.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say the actual mop brand
Aye,
in my
Vileda.
entire Vileda.
They make good mops, mate. You know, I was obsessed with
Good
mops when I
space.
was a kid.
What?
Aye.
You're obsessed with mops?
Mops. Aye. And I know. Mum and Dad used to take me into a supermarket and they had to tactically avoid
What?
the cleaning section. I was obsessed with mops. I've no idea why. And do you know I once made my dad steal, do you know in McDonald's you get the wee brush and the pan?
A dustpan and brush.
The dustpan and brush that they go about sweeping with. But it was tiny. It was like a wee thing.
The
like
world's smallest dustpan
it
and
was
brush.
obviously as a kid I was a bit obsessed because it was like my size and I'd never seen a brush and a mop, a brush and a wee pan the size of mine. So I was tearing the place
I
down,
suppose
trying to get my dad to steal the brush and the pan, and he fucking stole it.
Yeah, I bet he did. He was loving it. He was like, they bother, son.
I was honestly happiest memory of my childhood.
I mean, I suppose it makes sense. You are quite clean, to be fair.
I am a wee bit OCD, aren't I?
Yeah. There's certain things you're very clean. There's certain things that you're not so clean on. I got that protein shaker out today, which still had chocolate protein in it.
Mate, the protein shakers are just hard to clean.
Yeah, we just shove it in a washing machine.
Nah, I don't know, but the washing machine.
Oh, well, that would do the job anyway, wouldn't it? Superstitions. You ever had any superstitions?
Yeah, you know how people that won't walk over a stank? Do you know what a stank is?
No. Drain.
I like a drain,
Right,
on the
okay,
street,
yeah, that's-
like people won't walk over, or they
I
won't
won't
walk on.
Yeah, 3 drains I avoid.
You do that.
And I walk
The
on
only
2.
thing that I would say that I do is splitting poles. Like if we were walking up to a lamp post and you walk round one side, but I won't walk round the other side. I'll
Aye.
walk round the same side as you. Split
In fact, yeah, you do. I've never...
my mum used to say it to me all the time: split a pole, split a friendship. So
Oh.
I always go.
Well done,
go
mate.
around the other side. I've always had that, but that's really the only thing.
I think my superstitions used to really just come from football. And again, I wasn't even that superstitious. Like some of the boys I used to play with, they were. I would just like to have my kit out the night before just because it's one less thing to worry about. My boots, I always had good football boots, so I'd always want them to look good. That was as far as my
Clean
superstitions
boots and you'll
go.
lay your kit out. Aye.
I don't even think that's that weird.
Nah.
need a bath after football because of my old man.
The only one thing I think maybe is a superstition for you is you park as far away from the door as possible to the shop that we're going to.
Hey, I just find a space. Do I mind walking? No, I don't mind walking.
It's pathetic, mate. You'd act as if you're driving a fucking Ferrari.
Right, okay.
You're like,
right.
I don't want anybody close to it. You park in the furthest away space in the back corner, and there's spaces at the front door. I'm like, why the fuck are you parking here, mate?
Because you're like...
You are a terrible
You go out your way. You don't know
You
that
are a
there's...
terrible driver.
I think driving, I'm fine. Parker, is that a Parker?
Parker.
No good. And I back myself.
I just
on
think
that.
you're quite a bad driver in general, to be honest.
Yeah.
The only thing you're good at is motorway driving.
Yeah, I can do that.
Because there's not a lot
And I
involved.
put cruise control. I don't even touch the pedals.
I just fall asleep.
You're a terrible passenger. Passenger princess, you're not the
I
best.
just go to sleep.
Especially after golf, because he'll be like, oh, one will drive there, one will drive back. He's like, shotgun driving there. So he's like fired up. He's got music pumping. So he gets to golf, plays the round of his life because he's so fired up. I'm like half asleep because we've just driven like an hour and a half across Scotland to play golf. And then I've got to drive back. He's like,
Talking about golf, I just wanted to interject here quickly. Conor O'Neill, he might watch this podcast, he might not,
Fuming.
is pro golfer. Get some lessons with Conor. Anyway, anybody looking for lessons, hit him up. Conor O'Neill Golf. He challenged me to a simulator match last night. Hadn't picked my clubs up since when?
Oh, I think it might have been October.
October. So we're now on the
6 months.
6 months. Have not lifted a club out of that bag. They've been sitting gathering dust. Went and played him in the simulator last night. Took 9 shots off him. Bear in mind he's off +6 at the moment. Told me he hasn't shot a worse round than 3 under since the start of the year. Shot 6 under at the Abu Dhabi Classic. Just letting everybody know that. And he gave me 9 shots and I pumped him 4 with 3. So thank you, Conor, for your money.
See, it's I don't want to hear that because we're so competitive, and a lot of the time,
Played so well, mate. He said to me because he knows what my golf's like.
Yeah.
He said you should take 6 months off more often.
any big competition just takes some
Mate, I
time
was
off.
hitting it so well. My shot game lets me down, but apart from that, it's good.
It is funny because we're so competitive against each other, and like we hate playing against each other. We from the first tee we give each other shit pretty much the whole round. You pretty much give me more shit than I give you.
Yeah, it's
and
important,
then but we make an even better team. Like we call out Declan Bowers because he's so loud on the DMs at the moment. He's desperate to beat us, and you just can't beat the team. I mean, he has beaten the team.
Listen,
once.
he turns up with a scratch golfer, mate. He still kind of beat us. So
it's true.
So listen, less said
Good luck
about that, the
next
better.
time. Good luck next time, buddy, old pal. We'll go on to a little bit of our more favourable topic. We like talking about clothes quite a lot, so I think we jump into it. Have you ever camped for clothes?
Never. Loserville.
See, I think
That's what the shit you used to do.
yeah.
Camp
I
out
used to
for
love it. Never
a
regretted it.
T-shirt, something like that.
There was a time actually where I did regret it, where this was a 2-day session outside Supreme. I was maybe 30th in the queue.
What was it for, a skateboard?
It's for a box logo, bro. In fact, I think it was the same time that Supreme released the brick.
Supreme
So I got a brick as well as a hoodie. Shouts at me.
Well done.
But it used to be carnage. So the shop opens Thursday 11 o'clock. That's when the drop happens. It'd be 10:15. You'd be 30th in the queue, politely queuing for 2 days. All of a sudden, I'd be 197.
How?
Just all the roadmen would turn up. I would be pushed right to the back. I've seen, so I think it's called like Peter Street. Supreme's at the end. There'd be like lorries. There's like other shops doing their shit and they couldn't even like get down. I've seen people get like mowed over, but it was great. The community used to build, the people we used to meet. Yeah.
For a shitty box.
But I've done like trainers. I've done
I know, you're
clothes.
obsessed. I wouldn't wait for anything.
I think, well, when I was younger, I never paid for anything over retail.
I would just rather not have it than have
Yeah,
to
you
go
would
and
just
wait.
rather. I quite enjoyed it. Weirdly, get a sleeping bag. But it used to be like, there's been like
Not
times
wash
in
for
other
2 days and all that.
Yeah, get your camping
Ringing.
chair out, and then you need to go to like a shop and be like, "Excuse me, my name's Joshua. Would you mind watching my chair
watching
whilst
my stuff.
Yeah, it was mental. Yeah, but I've done it. Trainers a lot. On to more fashion. Paparazzi photos. We're getting quite a lot of inspiration, I feel, from. We found a guy on TikTok that.
Basically photographs like famous people in America.
Yeah, but like quite nicely done. So I think he's in
He
New
just
York.
videos them like walking along the street, and it's just quite cool. I don't know if it's because they're famous and you know they're famous that it makes them look cool, but they just look like their clothes fit them properly, and like
Yeah.
they look like
but they don't look like they're trying.
They suit their style.
And it's like, you know, they're just in basic. They're not in like head to toe
Yeah, like
designer.
Bradley Cooper's cool. Like
Yeah, it's
he as
like
well,
Bradley Cooper.
Jordans, jeans, hoodie, hat.
Justin Timberlake walking down the street. And
Yeah.
again, they're all just like
They just dress well. The
chilling.
clothes just
Ryan
fit.
Reynolds is just in like cardigans.
Ryan Reynolds is a goat, mate.
Where else are you getting like inspo from?
He's
fashion-wise?
completed life, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Completed
Smoking hot wife, owns a football team.
Yeah, he's totally completed life, and he
Yeah.
just takes the piss out of his
Just a
missus
nice guy.
all the time.
He's just a nice
and
guy.
she takes the piss out of him. He has just got the perfect life.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't say that, but
Yeah. No, but that is it. They all wear basics and they dress well. And we got a question this week asking you if where the best place to get basics from.
mate, Zara's a cheat code. Honestly, t-shirts are 20 quid.
The good thing about Zara
Basics,
is,
like as in like what, just t-shirts.
well, yeah,
Black
I
and
think-
white and grey t-shirts, buy them from Zara. Uniqlo as well has got good stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Amy Leon Dior's got some nice basics as
Yeah.
well.
I get a lot of my like plain t-shirts. I go to Arket. So like the midweight t-shirts. They're personally what I get. Don't really suit me very now because I got tits. Got a size G tits. I can't even put t-shirts on, so that's why this is
You
triple
don't, mate.
XL.
You're just killing yourself. Like you actually don't.
No, but basics, Zara's a good place to go. Uniqlo's good to go.
Zara, Uniqlo, yeah, they're good places to go to get your staple
Yeah.
stuff. Like even Zara's good for jeans,
Yeah.
hoodies and joggies. I wouldn't buy from Zara, but like t-shirts, jeans,
Yeah.
those kind of things are all great staples from Zara, and the quality's really good. The wash is good. They
Yeah,
wash well.
You
they
did some
last a long
damage
time.
in Zara this week.
Aye, but like, mate, I've probably got 15, 20 white t-shirts from Zara, 15, 20 black ones, 10 grey ones. Like, you can just wear them all the time. They all have different fits. It's just a good place to
Yeah,
go to get basics, and it's not expensive. You go to Zara, spend 200-300 quid and have 5 outfits.
Yeah.
Whereas you could go to designer shop and spend 500 quid and get a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think a nice watch and an expensive pair of trainers and like an outfit accessorized well just looks
Yeah.
way better than head to toe designer.
Yeah, no, I
Like,
completely agree.
I mean, within reason, there's some cool head to toe
And there's some
designers,
things
but-
in Zara that you can pick up and it'd be like a super basic t-shirt, but it looks like it could be like Laura Piana. It looks like it could be
Yeah,
Zagna.
I mean,
These
maybe
are
not
super-
that far, but
No, but from afar, it looks like it's like super.
listen, it depends on
luxe,
who's
super
wearing it as well.
expensive.
Like, if
That's
you can put a
exactly-
cool outfit together from Zara as long as you've got a nice pair of trainers.
Yeah, as long as you've got a $4,000 set of luggage, you can put whatever you want on. But where else are you getting like inspiration from? Are there like other celebrities that you think, or like who's the best dressed celebrity in your opinion? You can give me the best. You can give me the worst. I like that Jacob Elordi. We talk about him quite a lot.
Nah, I don't think he's just a big, tall.
Handsome bastard. Devin Booker.
Devin Booker's very well dressed. OBJ's a wee bit street style for me, but he's
very
well dressed.
brand heavy.
Beckham's well dressed.
Yeah, David Beckham.
The worst dressed is that guy that plays for Liverpool.
Oh, Harvey Elliott.
Wow, mate, he is miles out.
Yeah, he looks like he's come from space. I agree with that.
Miles out of the dress code.
A lot of the Liverpool, they're like, there's what are they called, like footballer fits on Instagram, and they pretty much follow majority of Liverpool. And
Some of the American ones are wild as well. The NBA ones that boys wear and that, and some of the NFL ones they turn up with those like purple and green and yellow suits and all that on. Horrendous.
You know who I think's one of the worst dressed celebrities is Justin Bieber.
Bieber, he's just
Just
doesn't
got so
give-
much money.
doesn't
Yeah,
care.
he does not care. But like,
Then he just goes on stage and sings SZA in like some mental outfit, and everybody just goes,
yeah. But then you see Hailey, and Hailey's in like heels and like
I
she
know,
looks
but it's
beautiful.
just-
They look like they're going to two separate events.
Biebs is the
24/7.
man, mate.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I love Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Do I think he's the worst dressed? Yeah, I do. Let's see what else we got going on. This is a conversation we had yesterday. How old do you think you look?
Someone said to me yesterday they thought I was older than 30. I was like, oh,
You said you were 30. She's like, no, you're not.
I know.
Yeah.
One of my neighbours, she was pure, no, you're not. I was
Uh-huh.
like, would you think I'm younger? She was like, no, I thought you were way older. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I don't know. I think I look about 27, 28.
I think you look like my
How old
age.
do you think you are?
I don't know whether I look older or whether I look younger. I think I've got quite
No,
a
I
young
think
face.
you look like your age.
You think I look 30?
I think you look quite like your age.
Yeah, and I would say the same for you. I don't know whether my face is...
See, if you had to pick an actor to play you in a movie, they had to play you. They were supposed to like look like you and be you.
Yeah.
Who do you think you would pick? In fact, you do me and I'll do you.
Okay. I've got my. I think The Rock should play me, and I think for you,
Jonah Hill for you, for sure.
fuck off.
With that chin strap. Jonah Hill and War Dogs, mate. That is you. All over the back. The bit where he's got the machine gun at the boot and he's standing, he's got the suit on, he's got the big...
No, I know it.
The big chin strap.
Yeah.
Aye.
Good one.
But actually, you're more like the other guy from War Dogs because he's a masseuse and you used to be a masseuse.
You say I used to be a
Didn't you?
masseuse. I've got a degree, not a degree. I've got a qualification in masseuse. The only time I put it to
Masseusing?
use was I went to the London Marathon and I did it for a very nice charity.
No, you had that old guy
And-
that you used to use quite a lot. That used to use you quite a lot.
Peter.
Don't try and pretend you didn't.
Peter said I had soft
Peter had a
hands.
few quid.
That's where the watch is from. Now, for you, I would say Kevin Hart.
Oh, shut up. Be realistic. Okay, I'll be realistic for you.
Yeah.
Do you know who I think would be quite a good person to play you? See the guy from Game Night? The guy from Ozark?
Oh, fuck. Is his name Colin Firth or some shit?
No, Colin Firth's like an old English actor.
Nah, I don't know.
Anyway,
I know
the guy
you're
from
talking
Ozark,
about.
you know what I'm talking about?
I reckon you've got
We'll come back to it if you want
Tom
to think.
Cruise.
Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I don't want to give you
Like a
so
young- like
good.
Tom
I don't
Cruise
want to give
in
you
the-
like Leo, Bradley Cooper, and
Tom
Brad Pitt.
Cruise and
Yeah.
like Top Gun, first one.
As in like him now.
Take that.
Like-
Him now. Nah, I'll take Tom.
Well, we get when we go on TikTok, you get abused for looking like.
No.
Yeah, we
No.
are going to do it.
No.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. You're.
Go there and I swear to God it'll be the end of your life.
I think it's because as soon as we
I will
say
release
it,
that video of you if you don't behave.
what video?
So we're not even going to say that.
I don't even know
On
what you're
here.
talking about, which is even more worrying.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if we get brought up, that's it. It's a
It's not
whitewash.
even close, but which is mental. Anyway,
People are going to be hitting the comments how they're going
I know.
to leave them on
Right,
a
let's move
cliffhanger. Is there anything on your current wish list you want to be buying?
Yes, the Tyler the Creator LV Club.
Hard.
There's about 50 things in that. I would
We
buy.
could then talk about this
His-
for 25 minutes.
His new collab with LV is better than Pharrell's.
I agree.
Fact.
I concur.
He done what Pharrell should have done.
I agree.
Cool.
We just changed it. He just completely changed it, flipped it on its head. Although I hear there's a lot of pieces in there that actually aren't going to come into fruition.
Cool as fuck.
But I agree.
Probably everything in that collection I would like to buy.
But you don't really see that many, like, obviously you get Pharrell, you had Virgil. They don't really do collaborations really outside of...
I'm surprised he'd done one with Tyler the
Yeah,
Creator
so
right
am I.
after Pharrell being...
Oh, but they go way back, them two. So, like, I think it was like Powell helping a pal out.
He
But
probably went, that one you've just done is dead, mate. You better get me on that so I can fix it for you. Because the cowboy hats ain't
it's not
happening.
hitting.
Ain't
It's not
happening,
hitting, bro. We'll go with some Glasgow news. Glasgow's in the news quite a lot this week for two things. The first thing is the Willy Wonka experience.
Willy Wonka experience. Actually, I know the boy who owns the building that the Willy Wonka experience was in. That was
You know a little bit more about it, but the fact that it's like on the news in America and
that was a fucking shit show, wasn't it?
all right, go into like a little bit of detail about.
Basically, they done this Willy Wonka experience and it was absolutely pathetic.
Uh-huh.
Like they had no chocolate.
No chocolate.
No chocolate.
No
I
chocolate.
think it was like diluting juice or like squash and water that they had.
Well,
for
they
the
can only
kids and
have like one jelly baby each,
it was
one diluting
pathetic.
juice.
Honestly, if you've not seen it, get on TikTok and type it in. It's outrageous.
I heard that lady has had a call up from Netflix to like star in the. They're gonna like recreate the lady that was like behind the desk and she was dressed up as like an Oompa Loompa.
Oh,
They've like hit her up to be like, "Will you come in?"
What about the character they just made up? The
Oh,
guy
yeah.
with the silver mask and the black
Yeah.
coat. He's never been in Willy Wonka in his life. Doesn't even exist.
I don't even know what happened there. They just ran out of money.
Mental. I don't know.
Like kids were like running out crying. And then the second thing for Glasgow was the whole High Rocks, which is all I saw on Instagram on Saturday. William's new favourite sport.
Honestly, gimme peace.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on this because it started off that. When
Listen,
I heard it,
let me just
Yeah, go
outline
on.
a couple of things about this, right? It's a more accessible version of CrossFit,
yeah,
right?
It's an
Just make
easier
it a little
CrossFit.
bit, make it a little bit easier. I'm not saying that the people that compete professionally in High Rocks aren't super athletic and very fit. Hats off to them. Those guys that can get an hour for that High Rocks thing, unfucking believable. Like even an hour 5, an hour 10 is an hour 15, whatever you're doing, close to an hour is very, very difficult, right? See if I see somebody else doing that High Rocks that
Can just rock up.
it's ridiculous, mate. Everybody in their auntie's going to High Rocks.
Yeah.
Oh, me and my missus are going to do High Rocks at the weekend. You're like, what for, mate? There's guys like doing it, they're like finishing it in an hour. Like, unless you're, do you know what I mean? It's just, it's just such a sheep mentality. Everybody's just now jumped on this thing.
Yeah.
And you know what else is pathetic? They backpacks that everybody's got. Do me a favour. Do you know what I mean? Never been called an athlete in his or her life, and all of a sudden they go and buy a big cube backpack and stick athlete
army
across
and
the back
shit
of
on
it.
it. Yeah.
And a wee High Rocks thing and like athlete badge. Like, give me peace. Just go to the gym. Stop, do you know what I mean? Do your workout in the gym.
Yeah.
If you want to go and get good enough to go and attend one of these things and do it professionally, then do it. See all these cunts running about doing this High Rocks thing? What a load of garbage, mate. Honestly.
Well, I think they've got to do it where it's like, right, you have to have a certain time or you need something in order to enter. You can't just be like, how about we just rock up and do it next
What's
week?
the point?
Let's
I
give
don't
it a
get
go.
it.
If
I
we
don't get
complete
it.
it, we complete. If we don't,
Mate,
we don't.
fit
That's not the
people,
point.
like fit athletic people would really struggle at that.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like,
Yeah. I don't really
I
get
get
it as
the
well.
London Marathon thing because people run it for charities and it's an achievement for your life, and maybe that's a similar thing. I don't know. High Rocks is super tough. Like, without a doubt, you do like a K, 100 medicine balls, like rowing, skiing, everything's
mental.
like it's mental. You end up running
Yeah.
like 9K, and a lot of these people can
Yeah.
do a 10K, like a 5K in under 20 minutes, and they're away and doing High Rocks. Do you know what I mean? Their 10K time's probably like fucking 55 minutes, and they're away running a High Rocks and competing in a High Rocks where there's actual athletes, people that are dedicating their life to fitness and going to the gym every single day, doing these things. I don't know. I'm lost for words, mate. The amount of people that went and done that. What a load of garbage.
We have also just started doing our own
There
running.
is some really impressive times that people have got on that are just normal people. That fucking hats off to them. It's
Yeah.
a really tough event. Like, without a doubt, I'm super impressed by that. But Tom, Dick and Harry away to do a High Rocks, do you know what I mean? And all the gear, no idea.
Give me peace.
Drop me out, mate, honestly.
But we have, it just goes to show our like competitive mentality. I was
But
trying
do
to
you know what? Like, maybe that's a little bit harsh, but if I'm being completely honest, it's a really hard event. I don't think that you're going there just to get brutalised
Yeah.
for an hour. Like, what are you getting from that? And just to say, oh yeah, I've completed the High
completed
Rocks.
it. Yeah, I completed it.
But what does it matter? Like,
I don't know.
if you're fit, you're fit. Like,
Yeah.
go to the gym. Like, you can. I don't know. It's just like a pure. I don't know. Everybody's just like now on this High Rocks thing where everybody's doing High Rocks all over the world. Like, people are going here, there, and everywhere to do this High Rocks. I don't,
Yeah.
It's just completely came out of nowhere.
I mean, I wanted to go just because I hear they give free shit away.
But it came out of nowhere.
I said to you, I was like, you want to go? I was just like, it's £10 ticket, but we'll probably get 50 quid worth of
But
shit.
where
You
did
wanna
it even
go?
come from?
I think it's just like those that did CrossFit, they wanted a slightly easier version of CrossFit and make it more accessible.
Those whoever created
CrossFit Games-
the athlete bag. Do you know what I mean?
Shot.
It's
Get
got
shot.
millions.
Yeah, but no, and he should be shot. But like you look at the CrossFit Games, right, and there's like 30 athletes in there, and they are like celebrities within the CrossFit Games. They have every right to be in there. They've trained their life. They've got
Listen,
all
there's
these
people
sponsorship deals.
that are doing like.
But the High Rocks thing is just like,
everybody can go.
yeah, anybody can go.
I don't understand.
You've not got to meet a certain
Understand.
criteria.
Like, we could go and do a High Rocks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't get anything out of that. Nothing. I'd finish that thinking, that was murder.
I've just spent 50 quid entering this.
That was so
freaking
hard.
thing.
Like,
Yeah.
great. Completed it in an hour and 40 odd minutes. Like, I mean, I don't even know if that's an accurate time, but I'm just saying, like, what's the point?
Yeah, no, I
I
think
get
I'm
like
with you a little
5Ks and 10Ks, I get it, because you're running towards a target. Like, you can kind of, right, if I get sub 20 on a 5K, it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like, everyone can kind of do that. It's, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These events, like 100 medicine ball throws. That's probably like the last thing you need to do.
bit. Yeah, it is. It is the medicine balls.
After running 9K, after doing another 8 exercises, do 100 medicine ball throws. There's a lot of people walking into the gym, couldn't do 100 medicine ball throws without doing anything else.
Yeah.
And they're competing in the High Rocks.
That's true. We are doing our 5Ks and 10Ks at the moment, though.
5Ks, yeah.
Quickest I've got is 22. And you're on the path to being sub 20, which is highly impressive. I actually don't think I've got it in my log.
I've never done 5Ks in my life until I've done one with you the other day.
Yeah, and you're quick.
Yeah,
You
I
are
could-
very
I could,
quick.
I could get sub 20 easy.
Yeah, well, I did 22, and I went past my head. I had the finishing line. I went past it, and I was I was broken.
Yeah,
Like, generally, I
it's
couldn't move my
hard.
legs.
I think once you get past 2k, it's easy.
Yeah,
First 2k are the hardest.
Yeah, I agree. And when we're doing it as well, it is quite steep. You get some serious inclines. You also get a lot of declines, which helps. But I think if we go somewhere where it's like dead flat, we could lay a good time. But where do you want to be? You want to be...
I'd love to do an 18 something.
That is mental. That is quick.
Yeah, I'd love to do an 18 something now.
We saw that guy on Instagram, and he's just doing
I'm a long way away from that. But I reckon I
15
could
minute.
get. I reckon I could definitely get sub 20, and like if I trained for it in the next 4 or 5 weeks, I could get it.
That's crazy. Keeping on to sport, how are you feeling about the Euros? We've got that kind of fast approaching. Scotland are in it. England are in it.
Scotland are a good team, mate.
No, I'm not taking anything away. Being English, I enjoy watching
England
Scotland.
should win it.
They should, but they've just
On
not
paper.
got it in there.
They should win it. If they sacked that manager, they'd have a chance.
I completely agree. Gareth Southgate is...
Who are they going to employ though?
They should have taken Eddie
Potter?
Howe when it was... No, I wouldn't take Potter. They should have taken Eddie Howe when he could. He gives the young boys a chance, and like his tactics are just all wrong. Like, again, we'll go back to...
Bring Sven back.
Shouts out Sven, man. Although he's very unwell.
Who would you have right now if you could pick an England manager right now? Doesn't matter if they've already managed a club. Who would you have?
I think I would take Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe?
Yeah, I like him.
Good appointment.
I like him off the pitch as well. Alonso's doing some serious bits over
He's
in
got to be
Germany.
English though, doesn't he? You can't have a Spanish manager managing an English
Yeah, I
club.
always do find that weird.
Alonso, Leverkusen. Are they
you-
unbeaten?
Yeah, currently still unbeaten. I think they drew last night in the... What was it? Europa.
Record,
They were
Bundesliga
last
record
night.
or something?
Yeah, he's killing it.
He's
probably
just got,
gonna
I think
get-
he's just about to sign another 3-year deal.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would try and hold on to him, but I think Liverpool are banging on that door whether or not he's going to...
I don't think he's qualified enough to be a Liverpool manager yet.
I just think it's... I don't know. It's one of those. It's just like one of
Liverpool
the top...
want the Brighton manager. That's who they want to get.
What's his
Bielsa.
name? Aye. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure.
Um,
But the groups have been announced. As an England fan, I can always also say that it is a bit of a cop out. We get the easiest groups every single time. There's a lot of people up here that are...
Scottish
so
are
the-
top seed, isn't it?
Aye, but we've got Slovenia, Denmark, and Serbia. So we'll hopefully
Who
top
did
that.
Scotland get?
Scotland have got Germany, Hungary,
Germany are top
and
just now.
Switzerland. Yeah, Germany aren't their best, but they're still a tough
Switzerland
thing
are
to beat.
decent.
Switzerland very good. Hungary, you should be able to get some points off. But do you actually, as like I hear it a lot in
I'd
Scotland.
be happy
people-
if Scotland got out the group. Anything after that's a bonus, really, because
Really?
you're going to come up against a big hitter after the group.
Yeah,
So
I think there's a way Scotland, if they get out the group and then they were faced
I think they
with
should get out the group. Like,
teams that are,
I'd be happy if Scotland got out the group. I think it's a good run.
yeah, I mean that group as well. I mean,
a tough
to go
group.
through, I think Switzerland and Germany.
I just think
are probably favourites.
it's like a cup final in it. All these games, like playing when you're playing for your country, and these games, it's everybody's desperate to win. It's like a cup final. It's not just
Aye.
like a league game.
Yeah, no,
Do you
you
know
are
what I mean?
right. But that'd be good. Maybe we'll try and go Paris.
I'd love to see a Scotland England.
That was mental when Scotland came.
I remember
down to-
watching that in Chelsea. I was in Chelsea actually at the time watching Scotland England. I think I was the only Scotland fan.
I just remember
Watched it in
when
Bluebird in Chelsea.
the highlight of
Massive
that.
screen. I was the only Scottish guy there.
They wouldn't have even said anything. English
Nah,
people
I just
don't.
kept my mouth shut. To be
Yeah,
honest.
but English people wouldn't have even said anything. But my favourite part, probably of the whole of the Euro competition, was seeing the Scottish folk come down to London. They just terrorised the city.
the Tartan Army.
They were like in
the
ponds,
farting army.
Farting army, that's more like it. Or like their taps half.
Taps.
See, Lennon.
They've caught me. It's any bit of sunshine.
But they were
Scottish
like in
people.
every single pond. Leicester Square, they were in the middle of the fountains and
I know,
it's
I know.
carnage. But yeah, I think Scotland potentially have it. How are we doing for time? Cammy, we still good?
59.50.
Oh, perfect.
So we got 5 minutes.
Better wrap it up then.
Just wrap it now.
Yeah, we'll do 5 minutes, but you just kind of aim at wrapping it up.
Some more points I've got is, what would you say your top 5 albums of all time are?
I just put
Fame, Chris Brown.
great album.
You know
Jay-Z,
that,
Blueprint.
bar for bar.
And in no particular order, Frank Ocean, Channel Orange.
Mm-hmm.
Great
Yeah, that'd be
album.
mine.
can't remember what is it. Maybe Supersonic, Oasis' album.
Oh yeah, you like that one as well.
I don't know if that's what the album's called.
Don't really bump it often, but
No, I don't. Chris Brown fame for sure has
Yeah.
got to be up there.
it might be Fly or Die, NERD, John Mayer, Paradise Valley, Goblin, Tyler the Creator, Kanye West, Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
And no, I would give Kanye's what's it called? Is it
Jesus.
Homecoming or
Oh yeah, a Graduation.
Graduation? Yeah, that's probably up there as well.
And probably Chanel Orange. Unbelievable.
Channel Orange,
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
Chanel Orange.
Chanel bag.
Yeah.
Get the Chanel Orange. Holiday bucket list.
Where do I want to go?
Mm.
Thailand. Never been.
What?
Don't know. It's random. I've just never been. I'd like to go somewhere like that. Middle East. Not the Middle East. That's not the Middle East. Asia. I'd love to go to Thailand. Just never been. I just think it'd be a cool place to go. Like to
Thailand?
experience that culture. Like, I've never really been anywhere like that.
I can't see you like backpacking though.
No, I'm not doing a backpack. I'm doing like
I feel like you go to Thailand.
I'm doing like a 2-week tour of the
There's not
islands,
really
and then I'm
luxury
coming back.
living, is there, in Thailand? Isn't
Yeah,
there,
I
like,
think there is. Yeah.
class hotels.
Yeah, I think there is. I'm just going to do a 2-week dot about and then come back. I'm not doing like a backpack.
A dot about?
I'd be dot about and then come back.
So Thailand's the only thing on your list.
Bucket list. I'd like to go to LA, but
Yeah,
I've never been to LA before.
LA's cool.
I'd like to go there.
What about like Bali or
Nah, not enough
Played
for
out?
me. Not enough. there.
Tulum? Played out.
No, Tulum was good. Max was there last year. He enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Just not enough going on in Bali and Seychelles and all these
Yeah.
kind of places for me.
You don't fancy Japan? We were talking about this the other day. Don't
I
you?
do. I just don't. I don't love traveling to a big city.
Yeah, city to a city.
I like to go and get some.
I think St Moritz would be a cool one.
Yeah, St Bart's, those kind of
St
places.
Bart's would be amazing.
South of France, all these places are just super cool. Right? But
Yeah.
listen, you need big pennies to go there.
You do need big pennies. Is there any restaurants you want to go to? Any restaurants on your hit list?
That's such a rogue question to ask me, like right out of the
Mm.
blue. Nah, I don't
It was at
know.
the very bottom of
Not really.
my list.
Not really. Can't really think of any. No, you.
I want to go to that. Is it called Crust or Crisp? That new pizza
What about that
place.
new one in Manchester? Can't remember what it's called. It's a new one in Manchester. It looks nice.
What delicacy?
It's kind of like Italian and Mediterranean kind of food. Looks nice actually.
What is your death row meal?
Starter, main, dessert.
Start main dessert. We like to ask
Um,
taxi drivers on a Saturday night when you're absolutely like blotto this question and they are so unimpressed. Taxi driver.
Starter, main, dessert. Starter, I'm going to do mushroom toast, truffle mushroom toast with a nice brioche. Main course, I'm going to do halibut with like a
Wow.
creamy, fishy, oniony sauce with maybe like a nice dauphinoise potato. And then dessert, the best dessert of all time, strawberry meringues and ice cream.
I used to go to this guy's house. The only thing in your fridge for probably the first 2 years I ever met you was meringues. What was it? Yogurt?
Yogurt meringues, dark,
chocolate,
raspberries and strawberries and blueberries.
You used to have that for your dinner,
That's all you need, mate. I eat out every day.
lunch,
Innit?
dinner.
Anything else for me? Where we wrap this up?
No, I think we go for some shouts out though. Shout
yeah,
outs.
shout-outs, yeah.
We get quite a few guys, and like I say, we're now 10 weeks in. We still get people that religiously tune in Thursday nights, and to be honest, I massively appreciate it. It's a bit weird.
Don't know why anybody wants to listen
I
to
don't
us
know
do
why,
shit,
especially
but,
after this one, but no, like we do massively appreciate those that comment, those that give us feedback. So shouts out. I've got a couple here. Mr. Josh, he's always in the comments, and also he's a very positive commenter.
Yeah.
No, nothing negative. He just
Not calling you an English twat.
he's not calling me an English twat, and he's got a great name. Shouts out to Aaron Solvents, who joins in on the old TikTok lives as well. Hashtag Dav, Calzo, your boy Luke LW, Aaron Garcher.
Yeah.
My mum and dad, they tune in. They're like there with the
My
popcorn.
mum and dad do too.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
no, it means a lot. So just keep on giving us the love.
Oh,
Massively
Steph's called me 3
appreciate it.
times. He must need something. Right, we better shoot. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys. See you in a couple of weeks.